Welcome, everyone, to Meaningful Conversations with Singinlisa. I'm your host, and I'm excited to have you here with me because I share the stories of diverse and unique people who leave us inspired, motivated, empowered, and impacted for our lives. They're doing great things, and I have a very special guest with me today. And so, if this is your first time or you're back for more inspiration, thank you so much. And please remember to hit that like button. We want you to subscribe so you don't miss any of our guests. And of course, share and let everybody know. And leave in the comments what you think. That my guest today is full of many, many gifts. And her name is Trinese Duplessis of T.Duplessis Entertainment. But I tell you, I have to say ... and more, because it never stops what she is doing. There's always something else or something new, and it's exciting because it's always wonderful to see what people are up to and how their life is just flourishing. So Trinese, good to see you. Welcome back.
Oh man, Lisa, I mean, thank you again. I'm so excited to connect back with you. It actually feels like forever that we've had a chat, and congratulations on your show and everything and having great people on. But I'm excited to be with you this evening and have a conversation because we got some amazing things to discuss and some new things that some of followers and audience that haven't heard from me in a while, but they'll know that I have some new things on the horizon.
Fantastic. Yep. Yeah. Well, of course, many people know you already because you definitely are no stranger to social media. And before all of us had to learn fast and learn quick, you were already a part of the social media connection where people got to know you and your plays. And my goodness, everything from God's Tears on My Window Pane a few years back, where one of your earlier plays, award-winning at that. And just been fantastic to see your journey as you've used your gift to produce plays and bring people in who also have that passion that you have for producing wonderful work for everybody to enjoy. But now, of course, we can't have a discussion or a chat without talking about the last year and a half that everybody has had to try to adjust from. And so what was going on? I know you were full speed ahead with your work and having plays and whatnot, but what do you remember was happening with you about the time the pandemic started?
Well, pandemic, the year prior to that, 2019, was my last major play, was Chalkboard Bullying play. I don't know if you remember that. It was a play about, it was at McDonald 35, and it was about bullying. That was the last play that I did. And then the pandemic hit in 2020. So I was like, oh, everything was shut down. Like a lot of folks, what they've done, they're doing skits and things like that, not being a theater setting. So I was wondering, like, I just picked up another gift, with my catering business. Because of all the plays, we've always had food. And we, Oratory Catering is a business that my husband and I started in 2018. So we've done our first dinner play back in 2018. So I decided, I stepped out on faith, Lisa, and I left my 9-to-5. And I had been at that job for 14 years, still doing plays and doing things. But what happened, Lisa, it started cutting into my creativity, meaning it was stopping me from actually moving forward with more creativity because I was working all these different hours. So I had decided to take a leave from my job and say, let me just do the catering full time. So for that whole year, 2020 and up until now, Oratory Catering, we people know us now as caterers and as chefs, and I have a cooking show that's called Cooking with Love, and we did 10 episodes. Season 1 with my producer John Moore, and everything from learning how to cook okra, stuffed bell peppers, and all those things. That's going really well. You can watch it on Roku and you can watch it on YouTube. So I decided to do that, and along with the catering. So all of those things birthed out of the pandemic. So in other words, people call me chef playwright now, or playwright chef. So really, so it's really been a blessing, even though a lot of hardship and a lot of pain that's been going on with the coronavirus. A lot of people have lost family members, and people depressed. And I pray, like, I don't want to get into this depression. Thank God nobody in my family. We had maybe like relatives that got the corona and they recovered. So, and then I had some friends around me that, lost some family. So I certainly can empathize and sympathize with people that have been through. And then other people, they just stepped their game up. And that's pretty much what I did. I didn't fall into a depression. I just kind of like, let me birth some things out of this pandemic. And I do know one thing: people love to eat good food.
Absolutely.
People love to eat good food, and I just basically use my skills that my grandmother taught me, and now I'm doing the catering. So, but we have a new project. Now that the world is kind of opening back up a little bit, we have a new play. That's next Sunday. It's called Paco in the Hood. Do you remember my character, Paco?
I remember Paco because, if people weren't paying attention, they might not have known that was you. We definitely have to say you have definitely created a character that is memorable, and he stands out because it's just like, well, where is he's in the hood? Let's just call it what it is. He definitely came from the hood, and
that's what
you represent, and Paco, I should say Paco represents, because my goodness. And I think that over the years, just seeing him from when you first started to present, he has grown and developed.
Right.
Maybe he's become less shy. I don't know. And really started telling everybody exactly who he is and what he exactly wants to do. So I definitely remember Paco because Paco was definitely present whenever he was on stage. So fantastic. And that is one of the things that people really appreciate.
And I always did the small camp.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered him. And a lot of folks love that character, so it's like they wanted more and more. So during the pandemic, I did a few lives of Paco, and people just was like, "Oh my God, is that really Trinese?" So I decided to do a whole stage play on Paco, and what I did is really, at least, it's something really different from what I've ever done. This play is not a gospel play. It's totally like opposite of what I've done, because the real life of people that do sell drugs and do those things in their life, and the language and mannerisms that people have, I had to put that on stage and I had to pull it out. There is a redemption with Paco. So you had to see the Paco before his redemption, and then you see the redemption. So when people see the play, they're going to be like, oh boy, we was not. That's why there's no kids.
Yeah.
No kids can come to this play. It's really raw and explicit because of his. When people see the play, I don't know, Lisa, if you want to come to this one, but you're welcome to come.
I might have to bring my Bible or bring my cross.
So I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
Overall, it's a fantastic storyline. We have a fantastic cast. And guess who's in the play that you would never think? Samuel Bowles.
Oh, my brother.
He's in the play as Toby from God's Tears.
Wow.
And guess what? It's a twist. Okay. It's a twist. It's a twist in that play.
Wow.
With his character. It's like, whoa. So it really, God just gave me the words to say, even though they're uncomfortable words, but this is people's life. And if people want to change, this is a play to see.
Yeah, I believe you did have that really in most of the plays, even though they were gospel plays to begin with. There was that part of the play that always showed somebody's struggle, showed somebody's difficult time, their troubled years or experiences, and then at the end there was always redemption. There was always something that would bring everything together, bring the family together, allow people to realize that they were not messed up forever. They weren't horrible because they made mistakes. Their life wasn't over and it wasn't the end when they had a mistake. So even though Paco may be extra, extra raw. We know that kind of that was the theme that you followed through most of the play. So that's really good. And then, unfortunately, the world we live in today is actually probably more like what Paco represents, because for so many children and people, real life is rough, and the language is really hard to wrap yourself around. And really, there's a hard place to find where there's a separation of real life like that, where it may not be what we live or what we would do, as a part of our lifestyle. We hear it, we're surrounded by it, and so it really does show that you need some toughness to hold on to and really be able to survive through it. So it's really great that you pulled that out of yourself, and I guess you can do that when you're in character, because you want everybody to know, hey, that's not really me.
Exactly. And listen, the some of the casts that we've been rehearsing, right? And one of them, he always does the music in some of my shows. His name is Profess. So he's actually has a small role, but he's going to be doing the live music. And he so at the other rehearsal, he was just like, oh, where's Trinese? He was like, oh my God. You can read it on the script. There's one thing when it's on paper, but when the action comes to life, it's a whole different ballgame. And I'm surprised at myself that I'm pulling this character off, because it's really, I go really, 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 really left with it.
I mean,
really left. Like
you've done a lot even from the beginning of this character, because just to first of all look like a man and you're not a man, that's one transformation that you have to conquer, because you have to have the makeup, the whole outfit, the mustache. I mean, the walk, the talk. So you really have to sort of embody who Paco is. Well, now that Paco is kind of becoming a name that everybody's familiar with, where did Paco come from? What was it that created the character?
Let me tell you this first, right, Quinn? I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to tell you another story. When I was 17, 18, and my sister we decided to dress up as guys. I've always been crazy. We decided to dress up as guys, and we had my little brother take pictures of us. And one picture was we had the money in our hand, we had the caps and all this kind of stuff. And I literally looked at like Ice Cube on that picture. I have to send you that picture so you can see it, because I told people this story, and we went and we showed it at our classmates, and it was like, oh my God, who was that? And then we was like, that's our brothers. It's like, oh, they're so cute. So that was 30 years ago I did that. And I'm actually, Paco has always been there when I was 17. You see what I'm saying? Because I created this character. It looks just like a young Paco. But Paco came, well, let me tell you this. I have a love for Tupac Shakur. He's one of my greatest rappers, right? Mm-hmm. And the name Paco actually is like in reference to Tupac.
Okay. Even
though it's two different words, Paco, if you can see the correlation a little bit, Paco, Tupac. I said, well, I'm gonna name myself Paco, and it went with it, and that was in 2004. Fast forward, so when I did the pictures, then all those years I didn't pick up the clothes again and look like a guy until 2014. When I did that one woman show with all those different characters, and that's when Paco really came to life in 2014. So that was 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yep. So now I've done a whole storyline on Paco, and this is what people's been waiting for, to see a whole story instead of just bits and pieces of. Yeah, they responded. It's like, wow, and it's just amazing that God can give you the insight. Although I've never lived that life of a drug dealer or a drug dealer's girlfriend, I've never dated a drug dealer. So I don't know anything about that life. But for God to give you that insight, that's a gift. Mm-hmm. For him to give you the words of people that are living this life. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh my God. So that people are going to be really moved. They're going to laugh. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not all dramatic. They're going to have some comedy moments in it. Like, okay, but then it's going to take a shift. So I want people to come that really can handle it. Meaning, just it's a transparent play. That you ever seen Training Day with Denzel Washington?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is my training day.
Okay. Okay.
Because guess what? Denzel did so many good roles, right?
Yeah.
And you know, he did so many good roles. And when he did that training day, we saw a different Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
So this is like my training day.
Okay. So Denzel and Paco, you know, this made us blush. Made me just say, oh, oh goodness. So Paco is going to try to make people blush a little bit. Make people just say, okay. Paco's been waiting for his turn to come out and say what he's really thinking.
Yes. Yeah. He is ready. He is ready to take over that stage. Just be like, he's going to grab the audience full attention.
Yeah.
And we're talking about all this, and I didn't even tell people the date of the play.
Well, hey, we're definitely going to make sure that they have that date. We want people to be there. And I also want you to share who else is in the play and, you know, a little bit about what their role is so everybody knows what to look forward to. Okay?
Okay. So are you familiar with the singer Iris P?
Absolutely.
In the city, she does all kinds of different music too. Okay. So Iris P actually plays the role of Nikki. Okay. And Nikki is Paco's girlfriend since high school. And Nikki has been sticking with Paco through all his mess. But Nikki is hurt. She's feeling abandoned by him. She's feeling like she's tired of his lifestyle and she wants him to get out. So she plays a very, very vulnerable role and a role of a lot of women. She really goes in deep too. She also is going to be singing some of her own music in the play, which goes with this scene that is really, really like, whoa. It's just a lot of, she's also playing Paco's girlfriend, woman. He says woman since teenager. And then we have Amber. Now you remember Amber? Now, you know, Iris is from, of course you know who Iris is because she was in Sweet Willis and you was a part of Sweet Willis. So,
I was gonna say that.
And then we have how could you forget Iris? Okay. And then we have Amber Ned, you know Amber. You remember Amber, and she was Camilla in Sweet Willis. Yeah. She plays a female drug dealer.
Oh.
Yeah, and that Paco had a thing with.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's Lisa, it's wild. It's wild. It's really wild. So she really does well with her role. And we have Samuel Bowles. I'm not even going to tell you the role he has in that play because I would give it away.
Yeah.
But the position that he's in is like, wow. So he's really coming back as Toby. Yeah, and it's really, I'm just so amazed on how people can come in and do these roles. And then we have, you didn't get to see Charles Bully. I don't think he was able to make that play, the bullying play. What I did in 2000. Was you able to come to that one?
I didn't make that one.
You didn't make that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the young lady that played her name was Faith in Charles Bully, and she was the lead character. She's playing Paco's little sister, and her name is Faith Bethany. She's an awesome, amazing actress, so she's going to be playing my little sister. And then Profess, the one that's doing all the music, he plays my friend, my homeboy, you know, and then we have, of course, Kurt Busch. You know who Kirk is? He was the MC for Sweet Willis Cotton Club. Yeah. And he's in the play as one of my friends. So the cast is not a big cast, but they're very dynamic. And then we have Brittany Jackson as the host. She's also a singer. She's going to do, you know, open up the show and things like that. And she's the narrator. So it really, a small cast, but powerful enough to pull off this great storyline.
I love it.
So
well, and of course, everybody can get tickets at Eventbrite.
Yeah, Eventbrite.com. And if you type in Paco in the Hood stage play, it'll come up. And guess what? We have discounted the tickets. Yes, because we want everybody in the seats, and we know people are going through hard times right now. We've only charging $20, and the play is worth more than that. But we want to see people there, and we don't want people not to be there because of finances. So it's only $20. We're all going to have physical tickets from the cast, but if you you can pay at the door. Okay. But we want you to get those online tickets first. But you can't pay at the door. It's $20. It's the same. We're going to keep it the same price. $20 at the door. You know, $20 online and $20. But we want you to secure those tickets. But it's July.
Where will 18th. It be? July 18th, and where?
At Cafe Instable, which is at my stomping ground at Cafe Instable, where I started all of my plays at Cafe Instable. Shout out to Chuck Perkins. So it would be that Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and Oratory Catering will be in the building. We're gonna have a concession, so you can get you some good food and have a good time. And people who want to drink some wine or whatever, Chuck will have his bar open. So it's really gonna be a very entertaining play, and I think but it's rated R, everybody. We can't bring kids. Now I can say this: if you have a 17-year-old and you are teaching your 17-year-old what's going on out here, you can bring them. What not to do. It's a teaching moment for your 17-year-old. But I don't recommend young teenagers and young children for this. But if you have a senior, a 12th grader, we recommend that. And they're getting ready to make 18, then we recommend they come, because this is, they're getting ready to go out into the world. So we can understand showing them that raw lifestyle that's out there, but so we just telling people that this is explicit content, and it's very different from what I've done in the past. Yep.
I'm glad you said that, because I know that as an actor that challenge does come your way, where you are faced with having to play roles and characters that don't reflect the life you live, but it does reflect a message that needs to get to the masses and get to people. And so you may not be performing maybe your ultimate role or your first, what is natural to you, but you are doing something with a purpose behind it to provide a message to people, really in result letting them know that isn't the lifestyle they do not have to live.
Exactly, and that's a good thing about being a writer and an actress, that you can do that, because it's at the end of the day, it's really about redemption and getting those messages out, because everybody is not going to sit on a church pews. A lot of people are church hurt. They're broken. They don't know how to get out their life. They don't know how to get out those lifestyles, and then you have to go to the people's level of where they are. Like, oh wow, some people that's going to come to this play are either in that lifestyle or have been in that lifestyle or know somebody. People that's going to come to this play they're going to relate to it some kind of way. So even if they come and they want to give that message to the person that needs to hear it and give them a better understanding, I think it's a win-win all the way around, is what I really believe. And that's why I said, those who are listening to this interview, we got to be unorthodox sometimes to change people. You got to be unorthodox sometimes to change people. So whatever, actors and actresses out there, you're like, oh, I don't want to play that role, or man, you can turn down roles. I'm not saying that.
Sure. You
can turn down roles, but if you know that's not your life, and if it's going to be a message to it, then I encourage you, because I battled with this a little bit. I did battle. Well, like, wow, should I really do this? Like, this is really different. Like, and that's why I told my cast, I asked them more than once and told them, I say, listen, you've been in most of them have been in all my plays. Like, this is something totally different, guys. So if you guys don't want to be a part of it, please let me know, because it's not what you're used to.
Well, I think that's great, and it just shows.
So everybody was like, well, we want to do it.
Yeah,
they want to do it, and they're doing well. They're doing.
Yeah, and I really think that as actors, it stretches what they have done in their body of work. So it may be that uncomfortable position to be in and a role to play, but it still does speak to the character that they are and the ability that they have to pull it off. So, it's touchy, but again, like you said, necessary in some cases, because if it doesn't do anything, as we say, but touch one person, then that's why it was created, so that one person can get the message to pass to somebody else, so that they know it doesn't have to be this way always. It can definitely turn out to be better when you give your life to a better way of living. which is, for us to believe in God and to live for Him and affect somebody else's life. So
yes.
we're absolutely proud of you. And so, as I think about you with all of these hats you're wearing and all of these social media pages, I don't know how you're doing it. We've been taking pictures. We've been looking at this website, this page, this Instagram page, and you just keep it going. You, your husband, and your son, and such a wonderful family unit that you have. So I don't know. Then you try to do the cooking. I don't know what you're doing that night, but Paco might not, be down for that. So you might have to get some extra help.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
but
indeed.
Let me switch real quick to the cooking, because I know that you always did provide food at your events. Wonderful food, New Orleans all over it.
Yes.
What has it been like for you to stretch yourself in this year of the pandemic where you've been cooking more? I mean, we've seen you, and I think you've taken it personally, because I've seen you take a different route with your health. You were making statements and videos about that as well. So what does it mean to you to be able to not only provide food, but to even stretch yourself with your cooking, because you even have vegan options as well with your food?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And those who are listening to the interview, I do vegan options, and the name of my company is Oratory Catering. So you go to Instagram and follow us there. But the cooking, I did take it very, very personal because of my own health with high blood pressure and things like that. And that's why I called it Cooking with Love, because we love ourselves, and the food that we eat, we got to cook it with love, so it can go along with whatever we put in our body, because our bodies are temples. So I absolutely I don't use salt at all. And what's happening, Miss Lisa, the cooking is actually giving me creations of, I don't know if you saw this post, but I'm actually going to have a gumbo roux that I'm going to start. I'm actually in the process of making, it's a dry gumbo. A lot of folks like dry gumbo. I don't without oil. There's no cooking oil in it. Without the cooking oil. So God is really doing something with the cooking, and the cooking show with Cooking with Love. You know why I wanted to do that show? Because guess what, Lisa? I'm not making any money from that. But I'm getting blessed in other ways, right? It'll come eventually if I get sponsors later on in life or whatever, but my main focus wasn't on getting paid. It was actually just educating the masses on how to cook authentic New Orleans food and just good food. And I wanted people to get back into the kitchen with their families, how to cut up the seasoning, because when I was coming up, I saw the elders in my family, especially my grandmother, cut up the seasoning, fresh seasoning. And that was my motto of cooking fresh. So people that have had my food, they literally say you can taste the fresh seasoning in your food. So that's why I say Cooking with Love, and that's why Cooking Show, and that's why I'm so passionate about presentation. A lot of the way that I built followers is because of those pictures and because of those videos. And my husband and son, be like, my son, my family, my son's like, Mama, another picture? Another picture? Like, oh my God, you in these pictures. I'm like, this is the reason why we get in business, because of these pictures.
Hey,
so everybody, it's important.
Yeah.
Presentation is important.
It absolutely is.
Social media presence.
That's right.
I've used all of the platforms, Miss Lisa, because at first I was like, I don't want to create another page. I got all these doggone pages. I said, I'm not creating another page. But then Lord was like, you got to create your catering page. You got to, because that's separate from your plays. You gotta. So I created the Instagram page and it's nothing but food videos, and like people are like I didn't have people, Miss Lisa. I didn't have people come from Baton Rouge, Slidell. One lady caught the bus from on the West Bank in the rain.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay. So that's why I really knew when I saw the response, like, okay, this is something more than what I expected. So I think when you put your love, that's why I say Cooking with Love. When you put your love in it, people's going to feel it. So those of you who are listening, check me out on Oratory Catering on Instagram. Just type in Oratory, ORITRI Catering. And if you want to watch Cooking with Love, if you type that in and go to YouTube and put in Cooking with Love, Trinese Duplessis, all of those cooking videos are going to come up.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go to Roku TV, or you could just go to YouTube and watch all of them. Just put in Trinese Duplessis, Cooking with Love, and you will see the episodes will pop up. And that's an easy way to watch the show.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of the catering business. I'm very proud of it.
You should be.
And we're going to get back into those dinner plays, Lisa.
Yeah. That's great.
We're going to get back. And guess what? I have another play that I'm going to, I don't know if it's going to be this. Listen, it's a gospel play, and it's very heavy. It came to me in a dream. My aunt, she's deceased, but she gave me the title, and it's going to be very, very heavy, and it's good. So I think I'm going to do a dinner play with that play. So people want to dress up and sit down and eat a meal to go productive days, and that is what we want to get back to doing. Just classy dressing, classy eating. We got to teach these babies that you don't have to show your all your body parts to be classy and to be respected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So so the dinner theater, we want to raise the bar on entertainment, the way it's being viewed, and how people come to when they dress up and they feel good about themselves.
So congratulations.
And that's what we're here for. Thank you.
Absolutely. So once again, tell everybody about...
Sure.
No, go ahead.
About the play? Yeah. I would just say, I'm just elated. It's just a blessing to help other people. And that's what we're here for. We're not here for ourselves. And that's why God, when you use your gifts, it causes other people, it shakes up something in other people to do what God has called you to do. Then that's kind of like, wait a minute, I need to get on board and start doing the things that I need to do. So it's just a blessing to help people. So guys, it's called Paco in the Hood stage play, and it's July 20th at Cafe Istanbul. The address is 2372 St. Claude. The doors are going to open at 6:30. Showtime is at 7 o'clock. You can pay at the door. It's $20, adults only, but you can bring your 17-year-olds if you need to be. Eventbrite.com, Paco in the Hood stage play, or you can call us at 504-920-0394 for more information. So we want to see you guys there. It's a very, very heavy play, but it has a message. Also follow Paco on Instagram and Facebook. Just put in Paco the Actress.
Why am I
Paco got 2 pages. Girl, Paco has a page. So he's on Instagram as Paco the Actor, and he's on Facebook as Paco. So y'all like and go to those pages and go look at some of Paco's stuff. If those of you who don't know about Paco, you will be in love with him.
Congratulations again on stepping up and stepping out and letting everybody be a part of your journey and what God's doing in your life. And so we are happy for you. And just want to say, looking forward to it. And until next time, everybody, this is Meaningful Conversations with Singinlisa. Be sure you like and subscribe and share and let everybody know what's going on. And you'll also be able to check out the podcast. So again, Trinese T.Duplessis Entertainment and more. ... Always happy to have you as a guest, and we look forward to continuing this conversation.
Thank you, Lisa. You have a blessed night.